All right, we're in an attic looking for a roof leak. I keep hitting the wrong button and shutting it off, so I'll try this again. Right here where this ceiling fan is right there. From that, about 6 feet over, there's a crack in the drywall, and about here, there's a spot. What we're looking at here is not good. The ceiling, or the underside decking here, is full of water, moisture everywhere, not just one area. If you look at these rafters, let me zoom in on it, you'll see a lot of water on that rafter, ice even, kind of frozen. If you look right here, right where I'm at, this spot where the spot is at the edge of the wall, there's a bathroom wall right here. There's a roof that comes down. This was an addition and added on. I also want to point out the lack of insulation in some of these areas. You can see it's a 2x6 here by my foot. There's not a lot of insulation in there, and where there is, it's just kind of packed down. Partially somebody up here crawling around, but just honestly not a lot. But where this is the roof and it's added on, you can see the amount of water and frost and moisture everywhere. Even on the other side of the valley over there, it's just all over the place. Right where the light is back there. When I came up in here, this air handler, this box was on and running, and there was a huge draft of air coming around. So I'm guessing, I'm gonna do some more digging here, but the amount of warm air, conditioned air that's warm, it's holding moisture, is leaking out and around in here. Lack of insulation, cold outside, it's condensating on the roof right above and just running down these rafters, dropping on the roof, the old roof slope where this addition was built, and running off right into that bathroom wall right there. So if you were to go, you can actually see, I don't know if you can see it, I can see it with my eye, that insulation right here. There's beads of water in that and right here. And that's the roof line that's running down. All the water is condensating, running down that rafter, hitting the roof deck and running into right here. And then from there, running all over the place. But you should not have this kind of moisture on your roof deck underneath here. I don't think this is necessarily a roof leak. I think it is inadequate ventilation. I'm going to try to get back up here a little bit. It's kind of tight. You should see clear areas where your air inlet is. You should see a void down there. If there is soft vent, we're going to check that next. It should not be this wet up here. That's dry. Oh. I'm trying to move around real quick here. Yeah, it's everywhere. It's wet. Does not look good. I'm gonna look and see what's up with this air. When that was running, we're gonna turn this on, see if they can turn the air vent on. See if there's a hole maybe. I've seen attics before where mice or squirrels have gotten into this for the insulation and air actually blowing out. And again, you got something like that, moving air that's warm, leaking out into a cold environment. It's easily gonna condensate all over back here. The other thing I might try to do, it's everywhere, all down that rafter. Turn around real quick. I was hoping to get into an attic over there and see if it's limited to just this addition or if it's everywhere. But I think there's a leak coming around this, warm, condensating. I don't know. Got a couple more stops to try to get to yet today. What is it, January 27th, I think it is, 2025. It's cold out today, taking advantage of just no snow on the roofs, trying to get stuff done. But I think it's going to be a condensation issue with bad ventilation, lack of insulation, and yeah, so. All right, so I made it right to this little crack here. So the box is right off to my right side, air line coming right here into the main part of the house. So where I'm at is the addition. There's a cutout in the old roof deck right here where this HVAC line, this air tube goes. I had the homeowner, called him, turn on the air to this unit. It's the second furnace for the house. And I felt a big draft of air when I first climbed in when it was running, but now with my glove off, had him turn it on, I can feel a blast of air coming out right here. And on this side, a pretty big jet of air coming through here. So I don't know if this is the return where it's sucking air from a hallway, or if it's where it's blowing, or if this is just a box where it joins up another. A second possible issue is this right here. It looks like there was an old chimney that came through at some point, and there's a hot air coming out from that. So I got to figure out what that goes to, that nothing is still dumping into it, blowing hot furnace, burn combustible gases out, or just drafting hot air from the house, maybe a crawl space basement. I don't know. I'm gonna look into that right there. You can see where it's just got a hole. There's warm air coming up. But with the furnace back here on, it's not hot, it's cold air. I mean, this is just cold because it's cold out. But there's a definite jet of air. So I'm wondering if there's a air duct to this unit that is loose inside the main attic, or something's off, and when it's on and running, it's putting a positive pressure inside that attic, which is coming out in here. And if it's blowing warm air somewhere in the attic and it's pushing into here, that could easily be the source of the moisture, the warmth up into the air here. You can see, I don't know if that's picking it up, but I can see where the light's shining down, all that air blowing this dust right out of there. Maybe kind of hard to show. See it blowing it right out of there? Get some fiberglass in here. Look at that. That is not good. I can feel it with my hand, but hopefully I can articulate that to you, the viewer, and see this right here. That's not good. Good news, we're one step closer to figuring out what this is. I don't think it's a simple roof leak because it's all over. It may not be a roof issue, but could be a bigger issue to figure out where this is, what's going on, and address it. All right, we're gonna see about another attic access, see what's going on over there. I wonder if I could even just shove my phone in here. Let's see. No. But good news is right there, that deck is dry, no moisture, which is kind of odd because, well, it must be closed then because it doesn't have a chance to condensate, but it's coming out here where it's much colder, and that's where it's condensating. All right, let's see what we can figure out here. All right, so we're back. We're now in the crawl space just below where the chimney came up, that brick that was terminated up top with that void where the hot air coming up. And you can see we're clearly in the crawl, came in real close to where the attic access was right there. Straight below it was the crawl space entrance. Determined this is where the chimney is that goes down to the crawl space. And looking into it for the homeowner, sure enough, there is a big void right there where this old furnace went into. Now, you got no insulation in the floor joists here. Radiant heat coming down, heating this crawl space here. It's warm in here. It is, I'm guessing, 65, 70 degrees down here in this crawl space. You got a hole there. Doesn't look like much. You wouldn't think much of it, but check this out. Get some of this dirt right here in my finger, position that light just right, and if you look, you can see it sucking right into there. There is a huge draft, just like any furnace or a wood burning stove or something. The heat's going in and rising up, going right up into that attic. So you're taking a large volume of air. It's about a 6-inch, 7-inch hole right here with warm crawl space air going right in, sucking straight up, blasting that area of the roof deck up above. So, as I said, I think there are several issues going on, and the whole point of this video is for homeowners, contractors, whoever, is to possibly put things together, see visually what might be going on, and kind of learn from this. So again, if you guys get any benefit, if you learn anything out of it, if you could give it a quick thumbs up. Hopefully this helps you. I mean, I've seen a lot of this over my 24 years of doing this. I believe it's a condensation issue, not just a roof issue. There's a lot of guys that'll come out here, look at the roof, be like, oh, yep, found it. Squirt some caulking, hit you with a bill, and it's not going to do a dang thing. Condensation has been a big issue. You find these issues typically going into winter, coming out of winter when it's cold. There's going to be a big difference in temperature change. And you got to have that warm, moist air. It doesn't even have to feel moist. Not like a summer day. Just nice and cool in your house or warm temperature, cold outside. It's going to carry moisture in that air. It's going to hit a cold environment and condensate. Anyway, I'll have to edit all these videos together for you guys. So, see you on the next one. Oh, so what we're going to do real quick while I'm down here. By the way, I'm not charging for any of this. This is just free diagnosing. I'm going to get a piece of cardboard, something just to block this, and try to tape it to it or wedge it with a piece of wood and pin it. Something to keep this draft down. That's going to eliminate a lot of the issue. Or even just a big hunk of fiberglass insulation just wadded up in here. You just want to cut this draw down. So we're still going to check the other attic and see what's going on over there too. But yeah, anyway, that's some things to look for. All right, so I found a piece of visqueen just laying right over here. There's a lot of pieces just kind of laying around. Checked with him, the owner. The tape I don't think was my first thought, but it's not going to stick to this. It's not going to last at all. Now this isn't like a permanent fix, but it'll probably last a while. I just pulled a piece of visqueen up. My plan is to wad this up. I had it once, but I figured I'd try to show you on camera. I'm going to pack it in here to try to seal that hole up. We're going to leave a little bit hanging out intentionally like this. So that there's stopping pretty good, but to leave it hanging over, we're going to pin it in here now with the piece of board that he just handed me. Up behind that floor joist and to this. Set my phone down for a second. Maybe you'll be able to watch me here. I don't know. I'll try to set this down here. Whoopsie. Still rolling. I think so. All right. So I got a piece of wood I just found laying here. We're going to wedge it in. I got a block, weight right here. Stack that up a little bit. Pin that down a little bit. And then I'm going to find a small angled rock right here. We're going to wedge it up. And behind that floor joist. So now that plastic that's hanging out of the side is packed in there pretty good, but to make sure it doesn't blow through and draw in and through there, it's pinned down with this piece of wood. It's wedged down in here. Not bad. Which, by the way, it's kind of dirty and dusty. I don't know if I mentioned, I'm not charging for any of this. We're trying to diagnose this. It is what it is. I document it for you guys to help you guys learn, help this guy in my community out. This might be the last video unless I see anything in the other attic over there. If so, I'll try to record that, add it to this video. That should stop the draw here with this issue anyways. Okay, so we're up in the other section of the attic. I'll show you over here where I thought maybe the air was blowing through. So what it is, today is, I think I may have said earlier, January 27th, 2025. It's a windy day today. If you look up in historical records, we're supposed to have gusts over 40. Wasn't quite that windy, but it's breezy. Now, if you look to the west right here where the predominant winds come through, you got a big gable vent, and that's where the source of the air is blowing through, kind of coming and going. That is the side where I couldn't reach. That is the side where I stuck my hand and phone through, right over here somewhere. One of those areas over here. So, it's not fact of a furnace air handler over here causing an issue, although I did feel the draft. It was getting a lot of cold air blowing through from outside with that chimney coming up. So in editing, which I hate doing, I've had to edit all these videos together for you. In the crawl space, that hot, moist air, warm, moist air coming up, condensating right in that general area, that was the source of the moisture. This is just a source of the cold air coming in to help cool it. Not only is it a cold roof deck, got a big jet of air coming over here. There was some cobwebs. When it blows, you'll see the cobwebs blow around over there. And that's a large square area with open slats blowing in, so it's a lot of free net airflow coming in. And you got a big area here, cold jet of cold air, moist air coming up from the chimney. Bam, perfect conditions for condensation. Also want to touch on this right here too. I just came up right here in the main part of the house, and that's vermiculite. Haven't seen that in a while. There are some vermiculites that can have asbestos in it, so I checked with him, not to scare him or worry him or anything, just so they are aware of it. Anyone that buys a home, you're typically going to have to sign papers if it's built before a certain time that, like, hey, there could be asbestos in here. I don't think this one does, but just just to help educate me and learn more and the patterns and neighborhoods and things like that. I asked him if I could take a small little bit of this. I'm going to put it in a baggie. I'm going to have it sent off to the lab and tested for asbestos. Is it friable or not? And see, just so I can pass it on to him, let you guys know. But that's what it looks like. It's like little pieces of natural organic material, rocks. You know, I don't really know exactly what it is, but asbestos is one of those. That's why they used it in insulation. It's like a rock. Doesn't catch fire, insulates well. You'll see it a lot on air ducts, like paper wrapped white cardboard around air ducts and things like that. Sprayed insulation things. The other thing I want to just touch on, because I was just tickled to death. I saw this right here, and I saw that little piece sticking out right here. Check this out. Anyone know what that is right there? Caught my interest right away. It'll also give you a little idea how old I actually am. That is a vacuum tube. There's two of them. That's an old school transistor. So, the phone or TV you're watching this on right now probably has in the tune of 1 billion transistors in a little pinprick. All right, that is one transistor. It's mind-blowing. I grew up around those things. My dad taught me a lot about them, but they all burned down. I asked him, I kind of wanted to actually take this, just because you don't see those much anymore days. It looks like an old TV antenna cable coming up through, like old power cable disconnected or something. But yeah, it's definitely TV antennas, little generator, transformer, and then 2 vacuum tubes to switch. So pretty wild. Comment down below if you made it this far. I appreciate you watching. How old do you think I actually am if I know what vacuum tubes are? Ooh, I'm getting up there in age. All right, so as the sun goes down to the west right here, you can see and hear the breeze a little bit. Right there's that gable vent. Big square area down here where wind's hitting it, pushing into that. Even though you got some ridge vent up here, it's still pushing in a large amount, probably more in than can actually make it out easy in this. That's why that jet of air is coming in over here. And then the bathroom window right here, and this whole area that I can see in this area is all wet, whereas this side coming through is fine. That chimney, here's the bathroom. I sealed this up because that was torn right here. I know it doesn't look good, but there's a tear here, there's debris under it, and a nail that's rusted out right under there. And even though I hate tar, tar's about the only thing that's going to stick relatively easy in these cold conditions right here with water moisture. So new furnace, vent pipes. Where that was, I came in about right here. That cast iron pipe was probably in view when I was working my way back over. That chimney is probably about right here. Somewhere in this general area. Cold air blast coming in, pushing air this way. Warm crawl space air coming up through that open hole in the chimney, hitting this whole roof deck right here, condensating this entire section out right here. I hope this video may have helped you learn a little bit about condensation, how to find some roof leaks, things like that. I'd do this for you guys if you could. Give it a quick thumbs up. Share this with somebody you may know in the roofing trade so we can all get better. We can all learn from each other. It's a little bit of, they're taking bread from my family, or I can't share secrets. That's not the mentality to have in this industry. There's so many contractor friends that I have here in my hometown. We're all friends. We all get along. We go to lunch together. We all learn from each other. I need something, they help me. They need something, I help them. It can be good for everybody. Until next time, be safe. We'll see you then.